Here at Whiteland, our officers strive to keep students and staff safe. But what goes on behind the scenes to make this all possible?
I start my shift at 6:30 a.m., so what I'll do is I'll go through the parking lots, making sure there's no suspicious vehicles. I close gates to make sure no one's coming in the schools that shouldn't be. From there, I enter the school, and I'll watch students coming in the morning for arrival. After kids get into class, I'll do bathroom sweeps, we'll do more parking lot patrols, and in general, we're just making sure students are following the rules.
Okay, so what are some of the biggest issues at Wyland and how do you respond to them?
Some of our biggest issues right now are students that have vapes. We have created a program that is a diversion program, and that allows us to confiscate those vapes, but also educate the kids on some of the dangers of those vapes. And it also, if your parents come to that as well, the price for the consequences of having a vape is decreased exponentially.
You probably have seen our fluffy friends around the school, and they help in their own ways to keep people safe here at Whiteland High School.
Well, currently we have two canines. Mine is Canine Cleo. She is a narcotics dog. She kind of has a different history than our other canine, Sally. Cleo is actually a rescue. She came from a shelter. Our trainer found her at the shelter. They do some tests to see if they'd be a good if they have good ball drive, and she does. So she rescued her, trained her up, and then our department purchased her. Allie is an EOD dog. We purchased her because that previous school year we had a bomb threat. However, there wasn't any canines in the area that could detect that. So once Sally got here, we have had threats, but she has never located an actual bomb. She's also gone to other schools and other cities to look for bombs there as well, but no, she has never actually located one.
Whiteland's drone program helps keep an eye in the sky, offering just one more way to keep people safe.
So our drone program started before I came here. Another officer was actually our drone operator, and then he actually ended up leaving, opened up a position, and I took it over. So the big thing is for us is that basically it's kind of like I think of going to maybe a football game. You know, when you're down on the sidelines or maybe you're playing the game, your perspective is very limited because you're kind of right up on it as compared to, you know, maybe sitting up in the bleachers and you kind of get that bird's eye view, that aerial view. It's a whole change of perspective. And that's the same concept with the drone. You know, we go from being able to see just what we see right here on the ground to having that aerial view. You can see a whole lot more ground, a whole lot more movement and things that are happening. So I've had to use the drones on a couple different occasions, assisting outside agencies with some stuff that they've had. Big thing is if we have a kid who walks away from school or we maybe can't locate and they're out at recess, especially in the elementaries, helps us kind of get an aerial bird's eye view to be able to locate that student. Yeah, I mean, I think the operating a drone, it's cool, it's exciting, gives you a little bit of a different experience from maybe day-to-day activities because you get to do a lot of different things. But also I do suggest it because I think the future, not just with policing, but with like agriculture, with real estate, with various other industries, construction, utilization of drones has been something that has been more and more common practice even from 10, 15 years ago. So I think it's going to be kind of a future thing that we're going to see more of, and then it's being implemented in our day-to-day lives.
So I have about 14 years of law enforcement experience total. I started out up in Marion County at the Sheriff's Office. I was there for almost 5 years, and then I transferred to IMPD. I was a patrol officer for 5 years on Southeast District, and then I was a sex crimes detective for about 3 or 4 years, and then I started here just under 2 years ago.
I went to Indiana University in Bloomington. They offer a really awesome program for full-time students to go through a police academy down there. I went through the police academy my junior year, worked part-time my senior year as an officer on the IU campus, and after that I got this job 2 weeks after graduation. So I've been here ever since.
So before here I worked for another school corporation, and prior to that I was a deputy with Marion County Sheriff's Office.
You may not always see our officers around the school, but they are always here, keeping us safe.